The WNBA just had the most watched season in 24 years. 54 million people tuned in. Attendance skyrocketed. But here's what nobody's talking about. The biggest star in the league makes $78,000, less than your average middle manager. This is the story of how one player changed everything and why it might all come crashing down. Let's start with the numbers that will blow your mind. The WNBA just shattered records across the board. Viewership on ESPN jumped 170%. 22 games pulled in over 1 million viewers each. Attendance shot up 48%. Sellouts increased by 242%. One player is responsible for most of this explosion. Caitlin Clark. You probably know the name. College basketball phenom. Deep threes from the logo, the swagger, the confidence. When she entered the WNBA, something unprecedented happened. Games she played in averaged 1.18 million viewers. Games without her, 394,000. The Indiana Fever went from 4,000 fans per game to over 17,000. 4 different teams had to move their games against Clark to NBA arenas because demand was so insane. Her merchandise sales exploded by 1,193%. Even hot dog sales went up 300% at her games. 6 different networks recorded their most watched WNBA game ever because of her. 6. Caitlin Clark made $78,066 in 2025. Her entire 4-year contract is worth less than $340,000 total. Want to know how insane this is? Her rookie card just sold for $660,000. That's her entire maximum possible salary. Meanwhile, the number 1 NBA draft pick makes $13 million per year. $13 million versus $78,000. The woman who's bringing millions of viewers, selling out arenas, and making networks rich earns less than most people watching this video. The players had enough. At the 2025 All-Star Game, something unprecedented happened. Every single player walked onto the court wearing black shirts with 6 words, "Pay us what you owe us." This wasn't just a fashion statement. This was a declaration of war. 40 players had just met with the league. The meeting failed. The players' union had already opted out of their contract early. For the first time in WNBA history, a work stoppage is on the table. And here's why they're furious. WNBA players receive 9.3% of league revenue. 9%. NBA players get 50%. NFL players get 48.8%. Hockey players get 50%. Economists ran the numbers. If WNBA players got the same 50% split, the average salary would be $1.49 million. That's more than 10 times what they make now. The league just signed a $2.2 billion TV deal. They're expanding to 18 teams by 2030. Expansion fees jumped from $50 million to $250 million. The WNBA is making billions. The players who create that value are fighting for scraps. But here's what should terrify everyone. When Caitlin Clark got injured and missed the 2025 All-Star Game, ratings dropped 36%. Ticket prices plummeted 48%. 4 of the 5 games she missed this season saw significant viewership drops. The league's explosive growth is built on one player. What happens when she gets hurt? What happens when she retires? The WNBA is experiencing the greatest boom in its history, but it's walking a tightrope. This isn't just about basketball. This is about value, recognition, and respect. The 2024 Women's NCAA Championship game had more viewers than the men's final for the first time ever. Women's sports are having a moment. Hispanic viewership of the WNBA is up 96%. Black viewership is up 67%. The league is expanding globally, with games now airing in 207 countries. But success brings scrutiny. And right now, all eyes are on one fundamental question. Will the league that's making billions finally pay the players who create that value what they're worth? The next few months will decide everything. Contract negotiations are happening right now. a work stoppage could kill all this momentum. Or the WNBA could become the first major sports league to truly capitalize on the women's sports boom. Caitlin Clark changed the game forever. But the real question isn't whether the WNBA will. What do you think? Should WNBA players get the same revenue split as NBA players? Are they being exploited, or is this just how new leagues work? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more breakdowns like this, hit that subscribe button. This story is just getting started.